The Santa Sleigh trophy is back in Bloxburg, and today I'm going to show you how to find this in the brand new Bloxburg map, plus all of the tips and tricks you need. Hey glossettes, welcome back. How are you guys doing today? Now today I'll be showing you how to get the Santa Sleigh trophy in Bloxburg. Now this is one of the most hard to get trophies in the entire game, as you can only get it for a few days out of the year, and people ask me how this works all the time. But what is the Santa Sleigh trophy? Well, this here is the Santa Sleigh trophy. It's basically, you know, a Santa Sleigh trophy. It's so adorable though. I love it. It's one of my favorites. I actually have a few of them now because obviously this comes back every year, so I do have a few. But this is only available at, of course, Christmas time, around Christmas Day. So this is your only chance to get this for another year, and the way you actually get this trophy sounds pretty simple. So Santa will basically fly over the map and drop a sack of presents, and if you find this present sack and click on it, you get the trophy. However, it is a bit more complicated as Santa won't drop it constantly, and it'll drop on random nights, so it's pretty tricky to get. But before I talk about the specifics and how to figure out if it'll spawn that night, plus where it'll spawn and all the kind of tips you need to use, I'm actually going to show you guys me getting the trophy this year in the new map, just so that I can confirm it's 100% out and show you what you need to do to actually get this. So in this footage here, you can see that as usual, I was basically waiting at the Santa photo area in town, which is obviously right opposite the theater and stuff. You can of course get to this area by teleporting with the Elf button. However, I don't recommend you do this because you're gonna have to drive all over to search for the trophy. So I recommend that you drive here and use your own vehicle because you need a vehicle to go around with. Don't try and teleport to get here. But anyways, the reason we wait here is because Santa doesn't drop the sack to get the trophy every night, and when he does, you will actually see him and his sleigh disappear from this photo area, which you can see happening right now. So he will disappear from his spot on the nights that you can't get the trophy. Once he disappears, what you want to do is immediately drive around the map to find the sack, as it'll drop in a random location somewhere around for you to find. The sack also looks like this, and it does glow, so it is quite easy to see in the dark, but you need to basically zoom out and look around, and also keep an eye out in the sky too for Santa's sleigh, as he will fly over, as you can see in this clip here. You can actually see him flying in the sky, which does also help you work out the area the sack will drop. Now it actually spawned next to the school for me over here, so once you see it, you want to go and click on it, and you will of course get the trophy, and that is pretty much how you get it. Now obviously once you've collected it, you can go back to your plot and go into build mode, and if you go into your inventory and scroll down, you should find the trophy in your inventory to place down, and of course you can then place down and admire how adorable this thing is. Genuinely, I think it might be one of my favorite trophies because it's just so cute, but I really wish they actually had the year on like the kind of plaque so you could actually know when you got this from, but you can't. It's kind of like all the same trophy each year, so I don't know when I got mine. If I go to the rest of my trophy collection, which you can see is getting very large, I have a lot of them have like little dates on. So for example, all like the ticket trophies from Halloween have like 2025. These ones have dates, all of the elephant ones do as well, and I really wish the Santa Sleigh trophy did the same. Anyways, let's get back to yapping about the actual topic of this video, but let's talk about it a bit more in depth, as it is quite a rare thing to happen. Now first of all, there's been rumors for years around if the sack drops on a certain in-game day or time, and for a while people have always said that it happens on a Wednesday in-game, and I can confirm that that is not the case. It can happen on any random day. However, it also always happens at nighttime, so last year we kind of worked out that it usually happens in between the range of 8 PM to 5 AM, and when I got it today, it was actually a Sunday in-game, and the time was also at 3 AM, but I remember last year I got it a lot at like 11 PM or like 1 AM. It basically is just within that time frame, so any in-game night is possible. One thing I also want to mention is last year a very popular technique that I also mentioned in my video last year was pretty much 100% of the time, if you joined a freshly reset neighborhood, Santa would usually move and drop the trophy sack on the very first night. However, this time this doesn't seem to be the case, and I'm assuming that was a bug because it's kind of crazy that, you know, it was like a guaranteed drop every single night, so I don't think it was meant to work like that anyways. This year today, it took me 7 in-game nights in my neighborhood until he finally moved, and I tried like 5 different times today going in my neighborhood when it was reset to see if he'd move on the first night, and he didn't for any of them. So yeah, I'm not too sure if it was intentional or not, but I don't think it was meant to be so easy for us last year. However, to get it, of course, if you are in your neighborhood, you should also make sure that you should go into settings and set your time to automatic so that you can actually see the daylight cycles and see when it's nighttime. And I recommend that every night in Bloxburg, whether you're in a neighborhood or a public server, you go and sit in front of Santa so that you can see when he he disappears. If he doesn't disappear, then the trophy is not spawning that night, and you just have to wait for the next night to come around. Like I said a second ago, you can also get this trophy in all servers, so it doesn't matter if it's a public server or a neighborhood, and the trophy should be possible to get from now, which is the 22nd of December, all the way to normally around the 27th to the 28th, so just kind of over the few days around Christmas. So you should make sure that you get it ASAP, because we don't know how long it kind of stays in game for. It's also most common to happen on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day in real life time, but we don't actually know the difference or anything. It just seems to happen much more often on those days, which of course makes sense considering that's the actual time Santa is flying around in real life. But the last thing I wanted to mention was tips to actually find the sack and where it spawns. So of course when I got it today, it spawned around here, around the school, just kind of in this field area here along the back. But anywhere around the map that's kind of got like a big space is possible. I'm guessing it's more common to happen around the town where there's actually plots. So if Santa disappears but you don't really see him in the sky and you can't work out whereabouts around the map he is, then I recommend checking all of the kind of empty grass space around the town and all the plot areas, so Riverside, Bloxie Acres, Sunset, and then if it's not around here, of course go into the mountains and go to Lakeview Heights. Obviously it's very recently just been added back into the game, so not many people have got it yet, and this is the first time in this new map that we're doing it, so we obviously don't know the very common locations, but pretty much any grass area is where it'll spawn. It won't really spawn on like the roof of a town building or something. It's always normally been in like grass areas and where there's big empty space, so you just want to kind of look around these. And of course, because you need to be as quick as possible, make sure that you have a quick vehicle for this. Like for example, the motorbike is what I use, and this is because it's incredibly fast and very easy to get through like small obstacles and stuff. In terms of picking up the sack, it's never been confirmed whether only one person or multiple people can, as everyone says different things, but I'm 99% sure people have picked up the same one before. However, I don't know. It's definitely worth doing it in your neighborhood though, just in case, so you can be the only one who gets it. And finally, one other detail is that you can only get the trophy once. So if you happen to see the kind of sack spawn again and you pick this one up after you already had the trophy, then you get 2,500 cash instead. So you can't get multiple of these, it's just once a year, which I think is pretty good because it makes it feel even more special. But that's pretty much everything you need to know about the trophy. There's not a huge amount of detail to it. It's pretty much just luck. You just have to wait for Santa to disappear, and then you have to try your hardest to find it around the map. And it's kind of exciting that we have more terrain to look for around here, but it's really cool to see Santa in the sky. And that is pretty much it. That is how you get the Santa Sleigh trophy in 2025. And that is it for today's video. I will see you all later today for the elf hunt, and then on Christmas Eve I'll also be posting a video that has every single elf's location together in it for you. But I hope you guys get the trophy. Let me know how it goes, and I will see you all later. As per usual, all my channel members are on screen now. Thank you so much for joining the channel, and all my Nitro boosters, thank you so much for boosting the server, and all my merch buyers from back in February, thank you so much for buying the merch drop. But I love you all so much, glossettes. Have a very merry Glossmas. XOXO Glossy Girl.